All right. So I want to speak to both the movers and the customers. So you that are moving and looking into movers. So last night I was sending out a quote to a customer, and one of the things that I mentioned is that I'm at the 10-year mark in being in the moving industry and being with this business. So I wanted to convey that, but as I sent this message, I was just thinking about the impact. Now, again, I'm gonna switch back and forth between talking to the customer and talking to the movers, but I think this will mainly lean towards the movers, but I don't want you as the mover to swipe past how impactful it is to have a good reputation just in general, and then for a duration of time. So whether you're anywhere between the 4 to 5 star range, uh, of course, the higher end, the better. That is so powerful, and it's not easy. And so for you, the customer, whenever you're looking into this, I want you to just know that it's hard. And let me tell you why. Now, because we as customers now depends on the model of the business, but each job we have a different customer that has different needs, different questions, different instruction levels, maybe different stress levels. All of these things, we as movers sometimes need to manage all those things and manage expectations during the process, as sometimes as customers are going through these range of emotions. And so moving, and I'm sure that you, the customer, can attest that moving is stressful, right? Well, that stress, or at least that the physical part of the move, depending upon how much you've delegated to us, is in our hands, right? As far as handling this section of your move. Now, while we're handling this, depending upon if, because one thing that's common amongst customers, and I would like to speak to you in that letting us do our jobs. Now, I want to say that carefully because the skill level and the ego level of movers sometimes can be inflated. And so I don't want the mover. I don't want you, if you have like pride or arrogance, I want to humble you in that you don't know everything, right? Always be a student. Now, to the customer, allow us to do our jobs. Allow us to be great. Allow us to be good, and allow us to mess up. Because until we mess up, you really, if you don't give us an opportunity, you don't really get to know if we're any good to begin with. Now, I'm not saying let us do something that's absolutely chaotically dumb, but hey, like for example, it was funny. We had this customer as a last minute move. She was elderly. She was a bit on the gripey side. She had some issues with the closing of her house and was still trying to figure out some of it. So we understood, and there were some other things leading up to this. So we're kind of like, okay, ma'am, like this is becoming an issue. It was a point that we almost left that job where we were packing up her typewriter, which, first off, typewriters are wildly durable, but we were taking extra care of it. I can't remember how she wanted us to wrap it, but she was trying to. we already had it in a box, and she had no paper or anything like that. So what we were doing is we were using some of the soft items to fill the box so that it couldn't move around. And we were in the process of that. She didn't like the way it looked, and then told us, "Here, take it out, take it out, take it out." And it was, it was jarring to us. Okay, we'll take it out. We'll take it out. What do you want us to do with it? And so she was very kind of not sure about how she wanted it wrapped. Most of the time with movers, all you need to do is just tell us the level of care to take with certain items. Like, absolutely love it when we're doing the walkthrough, meaning like we walk through your house, we look at everything that needs to go, everything that needs to be done. If this is going to this location, that location, etc. We love when you have things ready to go. And secondly, we love it when you point out things like, this is my favorite lamp. This picture is my favorite picture. If this something happens to this picture, I can't get it again. I got it in my trip to Africa, or what have you, right? Or my great grandmother gave me that lamp, right? While it may look like crap to you, it's everything to me, right? I love that. I love it when customers tell me things that are currently wrong with their furniture. Like, for example, I had this dresser one time, and the customer just, "Man, I got this, and this dresser here. It's heavy, it's solid, but the last movers did XYZ and blah, blah, blah." That lets us know that we need to treat it with more care, or we need to carry it in a way so that that leg doesn't have too much pressure on it, and so on and so forth. So that's why I speak so much on, and I don't feel like I've done the best job of communicating on here, how much communication is so important between the mover and the customer. That collaboration is what brings about a smooth move, because it's all about, as the mover, it's all about adapting, and to the customer, it's all about communicating the expectations, because it's all about meeting expectations. Now, great movers, I would say, all want to exceed expectations, and but good movers or fair movers, we meet the I said we. I wouldn't consider myself a fair mover. I would consider myself one of the great movers, as far as providing the expected quality that customers want, that my customers want. That's why I get so many customers that call me back time and time again, that fly me different places to help them move, etc. But I wanted to take this moment, and I know I rambled a little bit, but I wanted to take this moment and just say to both you, the movers, don't just pass it by as just, "Oh, it's just what I do." Take a moment, just be like, "Yo, look, I handle this like a pro. I've been doing this for this amount of time. I have this reputation." Because you, as a mover, you have um such an important role in the moving process for customers as they're going through this stressful process. And I'm sure any good mover knows and has seen the emotional roller coaster that customers go through. People cry, you see couples fighting, you see kids getting thrown out of the house. And all of this, you see different cultures, different families, et cetera, different ways different people live, et cetera. And you as the customer, it's important to know that, so that you know how much you need to communicate as far as your expectations. But once you communicate it, delegate it, because that's how you, the customer, are going to be able to just let it go. So anyway, I wish you all a great move. Movers, get it. And customers, have a great move. And we'll see you on the next one. Comment below. Tell me some situations that you've been in. Movers, tell situations of times that you've had to deal with some situations. This will be a good kind of thing for customers to see, is what are some things that you've had to deal with, maybe sometimes in the same week, where one time you'll deal with a customer that's just boom, easy, they're packed, they're ready to go, you hop in, you do your job, you get to point B, they're happy, they're satisfied, they're communicating everything properly, and job well done. Then you got another one that you walk in and it looks like you're just visiting, and you got to just pick up the pieces, make it work. Maybe they're a bit emotional, maybe a bit picky, and you got to kind of you got to dial in. And I think situations like this would be good for customers to know. And customers, communicate what you want to communicate to movers. I think this would be a good little video to kind of have like a little chat there. And whether it was maybe a shortcoming of a moving company, or maybe a company that just the communication was on point and everything was on par or even above par. And so yeah, anyway, I wish you the best. Comment below, and see you on the next one. Yeah, have a great one.